It is the year 1933 and elections are taking place in the young German Republic. Unsurprisingly, the DNVP wins with an absolute majority. But what does that mean now? The DNVP, the Deutsche Nationale Volkspartei or German National People's Party, want to abolish the democracy and reintroduce a constitutional monarchy. This means that the Hohenzollerns will return to the throne under the leadership of Crown Prince Wilhelm of Prussia. Little by little, monarchies are being reintroduced in all individual states, for example the Wittelsbach in Bavaria. In terms of foreign policy, the German Empire pursued a restoration of the old imperial borders and revenge for Versailles. The glory days of Germany should return. So shortly after taking power, all reparation payments, especially those to France, since they received the greatest humiliation from them, were stopped. Furthermore, the country is rearming its military enormously again, and this breaks the Treaty of Versailles. In addition, good relations are maintained with Great Britain, as both countries also have close family ties. Germany first focused to regain the territory of the Saar Basin. An official referendum was held in 1935, in which over 90% decided to rejoin Germany. 8% voted for independence, and not even 1% voted for joining France. Germany is building up good relations with Poland because both countries oppose communism and want to actively fight it. This alliance is formally underpinned by the return of West Prussia and the direct annexation of the free city of Danzig by Poland, with guaranteed land access. The Pact of Danzig is sealed. France is becoming increasingly isolated and is looking for new allies to face the new German threat. There is no great power left except the Soviet Union. This country very much welcomed this approach. The Stalingrad Pact is established. This is the final act that caused the collapse of the British-French alliance, because communism is seen as an enemy and Germany isn't. In 1936, the government in Austria was overthrown with the support of Germany and Poland, and a monarchy was reintroduced under the Habsburgs. Otto von Habsburg became the Emperor of Austria at just 24 years old. Austria begins talks with Hungary to form a new state. This finally happened on March 16, 1938, after Czechoslovakia was divided. The Danubian Confederation was proclaimed. In this new state, all ethnic groups have a lot of autonomy within the empire. Furthermore, the new state joins the Danzig Pact. The Pact of Danzig decides to occupy the Baltic states to forestall the Soviets. It is divided as follows on November 27, 1938. Memeland is annexed by Germany once again. Lithuania is forced into a union with Poland. The Grand Duchy of Courland is founded and placed under Polish influence. The idea of a united Baltic Duchy is brought up again and fulfilled. This state is under German influence. The Soviet Union also gets part of Estonia and Latvia to appease them. Romania has a big problem, because two major powers are now demanding former territories that only belonged to Romania since 1918. If you look at this map, you can see the territory of Romania which belonged to other countries before 1918. Ultimately, under pressure, Moldova was ceded to the Soviet Union and northern Transylvania to the Danubian Confederation. Here is a map with the different alliances. The blue countries are the Stalingrad Pact countries, and the grey countries are the Danzig Pact countries. The Stalingrad Pact looks at the actions of the Danzig Pact with concern and fears that if they wait any longer, they will no longer have a chance if war breaks out. Operation Pine was started on June 9, 1939. In this operation, the Danzig Pact is attacked from the east and the west simultaneously. Let's focus on the western front at first. French troops quickly advance into Germany and reach the Rhine and the Kaiserlinie. Here the advance comes to a halt for the first time. But there is hope, as the Kaiserlinie is broken at one point and the invasion continues into Baden. The French front is overstretched, and this is exactly the moment Germany has been waiting for. A massive counterattack is launched across the Rhine and the invaders' troops are driven out of German territory. For the time being, calm returns on the Western Front. In the east, the Soviets push deep into the Baltic states and occupy them almost completely. But Poland managed to build a good defense, and the front is thus stabilized. The Soviets see no other chance and declare war on Romania in order to circumvent the Polish defenses. Romania then quickly joins the Danzig Pact, and large territorial gains are promised in the Soviet Union. The reinforcements only occur a little later, and Romania is half occupied. Little by little, the Soviets are being pushed back thanks to the modern troops of the Danzig Pact. A look to the Western Front once again. Operation Unity was launched on May 25, 1940, in order to destroy France. Since the German-French border is impossible to break through due to the Maginot Line, the same strategy as from the First World War is used. The neutral states Belgium and Luxembourg are attacked in order to avoid the Maginot Line. Operation goes exactly as planned. The accession of Italy and the Netherlands to the Danzig Pact also contributed to this victory. The peace treaty is very harsh. Large parts of the colonies have to be ceded to Germany. And this is a map how Africa looked like after the war. In Europe, the German Empire annexes Alsace-Lorraine and expands it. Also, the Belgian Luxembourg and the country of Luxembourg are annexed. These plans originate from the September program, which you can see here. The eastern part of France is partially occupied to weaken them even more. Italy annexes Nice and Savoy, also Corsica. The colonial empire is enlarged by the expansion of Tunisia. Finally, they are forced to join the recently founded European Economic Alliance called the Reichsunion of Europe. A new front has opened at the same time, the Balkan Front. The Danubian Confederation was primarily responsible for this war, as territories that belonged to the dual monarchy of Austria-Hungary were claimed. It was a short war, as the country of Yugoslavia was attacked from all sides. The recently founded South Slavic kingdom is completely divided. Bosnia, Montenegro and Croatia go to the Danubian Confederation. Parts of Dalmatia and Croatia go to Italy. Macedonia and Eastern Serbia go to Bulgaria, and the Italian Protectorate of Albania is expanded with the annexation of Kosovo. Banat goes to Romania. What remains is a small Serbian state. Lastly, the Eastern Front is now explained. There were a few difficulties at the beginning, but the troops of the Danzig Pact made large territorial gains. When the France and Yugoslavia campaigns were over, the whole strength was focused on the Eastern Front. The invaders are not seen as enemies by the population, but rather as friends, and were finally hoping for independent states. Especially the Ukrainian and Caucasian people who were robbed of their independence by the Soviets. They organized large-scale partisan actions and largely liberated themselves. 2 new states are founded in order to receive even more support from the Ukrainians and Belarusians. However, they were short-lived, since Poland demanded the recovery of the former territories of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Germany allows this plan on the condition that all ethnic groups receive autonomy. Consequently, Western Ukraine, Belarus and the Grand Duchy of Courland are incorporated in the new country called Intermarium. The last nation to join the Danzig Pact is Finland, who dreams of controlling all of Karelia or even Murmansk. They are happy to join the alliance because it is only a matter of time before the Soviet Union has to capitulate. The withdrawal of the Turkish states led by Kazakhstan was de facto end of the war. The Soviet Union is commercially incompetent and cannot fight external or internal problems. On August 29th, the representatives of the Danzig Pact will meet in Kiev to negotiate peace. Most important goals that must be achieved are the destruction of communism and the weakening of Russia. The following territorial changes will be made. The new borders drawn during the war are anchored. The 4 new Caucasian states, Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and the United States of the Caucasus, are recognized. These states also joined the Reichsunion in order to access important resources. The same applies to the Turkish countries, which are also officially recognized. During the war, there was also an exchange of territory between the Danubian Confederation and Italy. The German-speaking areas of southern Tyrol went to Austria. In exchange, Italy received parts of Istria and Dalmatia. That was my episode, What if Germany had become a monarchy in 1933? Lastly, here is a large map with all the different flags. I hope you like it. See you soon.